Welcome to Speedy Walkthroughs, where we show just the important stuff for beating the game. For first time viewers, this will look different to a normal walkthrough. It'll show just the essentials, so you don't need to spend a long time watching this video. I won't talk about fighting specific enemies unless they're very difficult, but I will show you where to go and what to do. Today we're playing Pokemon Colosseum for the Gamecube, which was the first Pokemon game released for Gamecube, and it actually follows a storyline unlike Pokemon Stadium, but it is mostly battles and going through dungeons. If you end up finding this useful, then please consider subscribing to the channel as it helps out a lot. So let's get stuck into it. The game's essentially going to start with this cutscene here, where you rob this cipher thing for the Snag'em machine, and that's a really good time to talk about how this game is different to other Pokemon games. You actually snag Pokemon from other trainers rather than catching them in the wild, and then you have to go through a process of purifying them. We won't do too much of that in this walkthrough, although if you want to get more diverse Pokemon, you can go through that purification process. You're essentially just going to go in here and then you'll be confronted with this news story on the TV. Once you get through all the dialogue in here, we're going to make our way out to town. So you'll have a battle with this dude, and then once you finish that battle, you're going to make your way out to town. One thing that I should mention is this game is all double battles, so you've got Umbreon and Espeon there, which actually are quite good Pokemon to stick with. If you just use them for the whole game, you'll do quite well actually. But anyway, we'll make our way out to town. And then we've got a little cutscene at the start here where we're saving somebody from that bag. It turns out the person that we're saving can see shadow Pokemon, so they'll help us know which ones we can actually catch. Anyway, we make it up to the mayor's house, so you've essentially got to head up this staircase here. And then you'll go through to the left and that'll be the mayor's house in here. And then he's talked to this dude for a while. So after the mayor's house, we have to head back out into town and go up. I took a brief detour to go into this Colosseum here and gain some levels. I'm pretty sure you don't have to do that, but that's just what I chose to do. Anyway, once you've headed right from the mayor's house, you're essentially just going to head up into this building at the very top of town. Once you get into this building, you'll talk to the person at the desk. And just sort of go around, but then you can head out of the building and you'll actually get the cutscene to progress the story next. So you fight these dudes. Then you can head out of town. Now I'm going to go to the shop and get some potions and whatnot. Potions will be really good for healing Pokemon if they get hurt. I'm also going to go to the Poke Center and heal my Pokemon too. But then we're going to head back out to this place where we started the game and we're going to buy some Pokeballs. I'm just going to buy a bunch. I will be catching all the shadow Pokemon that I come across. But we won't really be using many of them in this playthrough. I'll be mainly using Umbreon and Espeon. Great Balls are a little bit better at catching than Pokeballs are, so you could try using those if you need to. Anyway, we're going to head back to the town and this lady will see us now that we bought Pokeballs. We're then going to head up to the mayor's house. And Mirror B will be in there. Mirror B is one of the main villains in the game. We'll see Mirror B quite a bit. But anyway, you go through these fights in here. And we'll see our first shadow Pokemon. So you can catch this shadow Pokemon if you want to. A good strategy is actually weakening down the Pokemon first or giving it a status condition like Paralyze or Sleep or something like that. But if you get lucky enough, you can just throw the ball and catch it like this. Alright, now we're done with that. We've got to fight this person out here. And then we're going to head back out of town, but we're actually going to go to the construction lot here. This is the construction lot for the very last area of the game. We'll come back here later to finish the game off. Alright, next place we're going to go after the construction lot is we're going to go to Pyrite town, which should have just opened up for you then. If it hasn't, just talked to a bunch of people in the construction lot and it should. Alright, now that we're in here, we're going to make our way up through Pyrite Town. So if you talk to any of these people, they'll generally battle you, just be aware of that. We're just going to head straight up past them. And up on the bridge here into the Colosseum. So we can talk to a couple of people in here. This dude's the main dude to talk to. And then we'll head back down the bridge. And we'll talk to this dude out the front of town. So he'll give us a little Pokemon battle. You can catch that ferret if you want to. That'll be another shadow Pokemon for you. Alright, and then he shows us this building over here. So we sort of got to go into this building here, and that'll progress the plot even more. Pokemon Colosseum is really just about figuring out which buildings you got to go into. Alright, so you want to go into this building with like the little C on it, and you'll talk to this dude in here. And then there's like a little secret path behind that bookshelf, but we'll get there later. So when you're ready to progress the story, you just click this bookshelf here and it should open up. And then you go through. You'll talk to these people in here. And then Duking will talk to you. And then you're just going to head back up through the town. I got into a battle with one of these people. It's good to get into a few battles if you can, just to level up a little bit more. Alright, so essentially what we're going to do is we're going to go up towards the bridge, and then this scientist will fall out of that building there. And that's the next thing we need to do to progress the plot. Now I believe he's missing a machine part, so we actually have to go back to that construction lot that we saw before, and the machine part should be sort of up there. There it is, little gear in the corner of the construction lot. So grab that gear and bring it back. Then we're going to go up into this building again near the bridge. And we'll give it back to him. Alright, then I'm going to enter the Colosseum, and this is just a whole bunch of battles. Alright, so now we're done with the Colosseum. We're going to get our cash prize and TM, and then we'll head out. Alright, there's going to be someone waiting at the end of this bridge for us, and they'll sort of take us into this area. Yeah, battle with them, and then we should be done. And we're going to start exploring this area. So this is sort of the area that you'll start in. There's also a place to heal your Pokemon there. We're just going to head up. We don't need to go up this lift yet. That lift will open up a lot later on in the game. Anyway, you can fight this person or not. But essentially you'll go sort of up and left. You'll end up in this sort of area. You can go down there and heal your Pokemon if you want as well. Alright, after this fight, I'm going to go up the stairs here after healing up. And then you'll come across this dude who you need to fight. Now after fighting this dude, we're going to head down and right. And we'll get into another fight here. And we'll keep heading across. I'm just going to heal up a bit here because I lost a bit of health in those fights. But at any rate, we'll keep heading back to the right. And you get into another fight here. Alright, you can also go and explore up in this area too once you've fought this person. So if you get past this dude, you can go up and get this item. There are 5 Great Balls in there, so if you're catching a lot of Pokemon, that could be worth it. But if not, it's not really worth fighting this dude to get those. So we'll come back and we'll head up these stairs here. And keep heading to the right. Now, there's not really a whole lot in this room, so you can skip that. We do have a revive in there. Revives are a very good item. They'll restore you if you've died, so it's good to have a couple of revives if you can. Right, moving on, we're going to head up here. Then we'll go up through this door. And we can take the stairs up to the next floor. Again, I'll just be healing up a little bit. Now we can't get in that mountain area yet, but we will a little bit later on. We're just going to go in here and see a cutscene. And get into this fight here. So we'll go through a couple fights up here. And we can talk to this dude. And then on the TV is Mirror B. So we're going to get that in file from the desk. Then we're going to head back down the stairs. There's an elevator that can take us down and then we can heal up our Pokemon down here. But essentially what we want to do is actually climb this area again because we're actually going to go into that cave now that we couldn't get into before. You could have gone there before you'd taken the elevator down, but I went down to heal up. Alright, heading on into the cave. This cave can be a little bit confusing to navigate. There's a nice item up here you can get. It's a hyper potion, there's 2 of them. I'm going to make our way back down. And we're going to go down those stairs. Go up these stairs. There's a nice little item down here as well, which is good. So Ultra Balls, there's 3 of them there. This was a little detour we did when we went up the stairs to get these Ultra Balls. So if we take our way back, we're going to come back down the stairs. Alright, so these were the stairs we went up before. We can head up through here. And after that fight, you're going to keep heading up. There's a little item here that you can get. Full heal. Full heal will heal you up if you get a status condition. It doesn't restore any health. We're going to take these stairs down. And that sort of gets us to this underground area here. Alright, once you've beaten this trainer, make your way to the left again. And we can actually heal up here, which is very convenient. Anyway, you're going to head up those stairs near the healing machine. There's the part where the cave can actually get really confusing to navigate. Alright, now that we've been that dude, we're going to head down the stairs here. This part's pretty open-ended, but if you follow this path that I've taken here, you should make it through. This will take us to Mirror B. Now, Mirror B really likes Ludicolo. You're going to fight Mirror B and he's going to have a bunch of Ludicolo. But you'll make it through the fight eventually. Alright, after the fight, you're going to have access to walk around this area here. There's a couple items around. So you got this one. It's TM49. And then we're going to go up through here. You just essentially want to go through and grab all the items. And we'll talk to this Plusle here. Alright, G-King's very happy we've saved the Plusle. So now we're going to try and head out of town, but we'll talk to Fantine here. At this point I took a detour back to that starting area to buy some more Great Balls, but when you're ready you can head up here to Agate Village. Alright, first thing we're going to do in this village is we're going to go up to this house here. And we'll talk to these guys for a while. Anyway, once we're done with the house, we're going to head down. We'll be heading down to sort of the Celebi Shrine here. So this village is sort of the main area of where you purify Pokemon. So before you can use Pokemon properly in battle and like level them up and stuff, you got to purify them. I won't go too much into purifying in this walkthrough, but essentially you can purify by battling. Or there's a really good strategy where you can keep running in the same spot and like racking up steps, and that'll help you purify them quickly. Anyway, you'll go through a few battles in this cave and then you'll make it out eventually. Alright, so he's talking to this dude. And he goes through and tries to battle the shadow Pokemon, but can't, so you gotta battle. Anyway, you'll beat the trainer here and you just get a whole bunch more cutscenes, really. It pulls you back to the house and you keep talking to these guys. And then you'll head out. So I went down to the shrine to check it out again. I got this EAN file. And then I sort of went into this cave up here. It's to the very left of town, and I grabbed a few items. So you got to go into this building, which is down near the shop, and you got to talk to this old dude on the couch. And then you can head back up and talk to Ian's parents again. Sorry, Rui's parents again. You get an email as well on your thingo. And then the email says Mount Battle is under attack, so you sort of have to go to Mount Battle. Now that's going to be a new thing on your map, it's sort of near the top there. So head over to Mount Battle. You'll come into Mount Battle and you'll sort of just go up forward and heal up your Pokemon and head in. You've then just got a whole bunch of battles to complete here. You're actually going to go through 10 battles up here on Mount Battle. And this last one, he has an Entei. Entei is a pretty good Pokemon. It's like a legendary Pokemon at level 40. So I'm actually going to catch this Entei and start using it in my team instead of Umbreon. So with Entei, it's one of the 3 legendary dogs. There's also Suicune and Raikou. The next bit of the game, you're basically just going to go through and get those 3 legendary dogs from 3 different Cypher admin people. So we're sort of done Mount Battle here. And then I'll move Entei into my party from the box there. I'm going to head back out. Back here, we'll talk to Rui's parents. And then we're going to head down. Now, I got this item here. It's the Time Flute. And I'm going to use that to purify Entei immediately. And normally you have to go through a whole process of purification with sort of using the Pokemon a bunch or walking around with them a bunch. But here with the Time Flute, it just happens instantly. So Celebi comes down, which is really awesome in my opinion, and purifies Entei there. And that'll sort of make Entei usable in battle for like leveling up and using proper moves and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to head out. And then we'll talk to Rui's parents again, and we'll just leave town here. You're then going to go to this mystery lab and sort of check it out. There's not a whole bunch you can do. You'll get another email here. And then you got to head back to Pyrite Town. And we head into jail here. So we talk to her through the glass, but we can get this key off the table, and then that key will help us unlock the jail door, so that's what we'll do. Now this dude's going to give us the elevator key. That's going to get us to a new area of the game called the Under. There was this big warehouse building that we were in before, and there was this elevator that we couldn't go down. With this elevator key, we should be able to go down there now. So we're going to head up through town again and go into this warehouse where we were before. And we're going to take that elevator key and use it to get down the elevator. Alright, so you're going to use the elevator key on the door there, and then we'll make it down. That brings us to a place called the Under. So this is like a new town that we're in. Even though it's underneath the old town, it's like a whole new area that we can go to. So we'll go in here and we'll grab ourselves a cutscene. That sort of shows us everything that's going on. There's this big UFO thing in the middle, and you can use these different discs to make it move different directions. So you got like forward, left, right, up. It kind of moves in 3D, so there is an up disc as well. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so after this cutscene, you're going to head on to the UFO. It's sort of near the top of town there. What you need to do is use the F disc on that little device there. So if you step onto the UFO like that, it doesn't do anything. You actually have to go to the device and use the F disc. And we'll get more discs throughout the game. Alright, I'm just going to go and scope out this area here. We'll talk to a few different people. And we'll also go up the elevator and check it out. Now, this is a way that you can leave the Under through this elevator without having to go through the whole town to get down through that warehouse bit. But anyway, when we head out of the Colosseum here, we're going to get a lovely cutscene. We're going to head back to the main area of the Under and sort of head towards the bottom of town here. When we're at the bottom of town, we're going to go into this building and sort of make our way up through the linear path in here. So we'll go up the stairs and across. Once you beat this fight, you're going to head up into this building here and you'll head down the stairs. And you talk to this guy in here. Then you head back up and out. You can then talk to this dude in the top left of town, and then go down the stairs here and you'll get a bunch of cutscenes. And then you'll come up here and you'll see this dude gets pulled into this little cage area here. And you'll get into battles with these two people. Now this took me ages to find, but after the battles with those people, what you do is you go down to the cage here and you talk to the dude from the side. And that progresses the story there. Not super obvious to do that, but that's what you have to do. This dude will give you an R disc and that'll help you move the UFO to the right. So we're going to go back up to that machine and we'll use the R disc on the machine over there. Anyway, we'll go on the UFO and we move to the right instead of forward, and then we'll go into this little building here. This building's like a TV station. We'll fight this person. This person has a Suicune, which is the second legendary dog. I'd recommend catching it if you want quite a strong Pokemon. I will catch it, but I'll keep using Entei in this playthrough. Alright, so you're beating this person, you're going to head back down. At this point I'll mention, if you're having trouble with the battles in this game, like if you need more levels, there's a few places you can go. You can fight the Colosseums in towns and level up using that, or you can go to Mountain Battle. Later on in this playthrough I'm going to go to Mountain Battle and beat a bunch of trainers there to level up. Alright, so she's going through the door there. You'll follow her. And then she's going to take the lift down. You got to go all the way down the stairs, and there's a lot of really annoying battles on these stairs. So you'll eventually make it to the bottom of the stairs. You can grab this item over here if you want. It's 4 Ultra Balls, which is pretty good. Then we'll head to the left and go through the door here. Alright, now that we're through the stairs, we're going to head into this next area. They'll run into this subway cart here. There's an item you can grab if you head up. It's the black glasses, which is quite a useful item. It boosts the power of dark type moves. Then we're going to head into the subway cart itself. Now there's no key in the subway cart, so you can't operate that quite yet. We're just going to keep looking around, and then eventually we'll head out of the subway cart and we'll run into these people again. So they'll run off and then we chase them down here. And they've dropped the subway key there outside the station. So what we can do is sort of head back in and then use the subway. So when we use the subway, we end up over here. And then we're going to head up, grab an item, and then we'll head back up through here. So they're sort of in the bottom of the lab now. Now in the corner there is the lab key. So now that we've got the lab key, we can sort of head over to the lab from the main entrance. So you're going to head back across the subway. You're going to head back up through all these stairs. And then you're going to unlock the door up here. And then you'll make your way back through. So this essentially brings us back to the Colosseum here. We can heal up our Pokemon. And then make our way up. Just before we grabbed the up disc for the UFO, so you want to head back here and then use the up disc rather than the forward disc, and then we'll go up to a secret area. So we're going to go upwards here and we'll end up the top, and we get this item here. It's the time flute, and we'll head back down. We're going to use the F disc and then go forward and then head back out of town. So this is the little elevator in the Colosseum here. Then we're going to head across to the lab and we can use that main gate key on the lab. So in the lab there's a couple items around the outside, and then you're going to go into this side door here. So we're going to do this little side bit of the lab first, and then we'll make our way through the rest of it. So we press the switch in there, which opens that sort of main entrance, and then we'll head back through to that main entrance. We're going to go right and head down the stairs. And then we'll head across, just exploring every little bit as we go. Alright, if you go down this set of stairs, you're actually going to come to that room we were in before. But there's a nice little item you can get in here. It's the elixir. Elixirs are going to be really useful. They restore the PP of your moves. So that means that you can sort of heal yourself up, not only your health, but your PP. You can't normally buy elixirs in Pokemon games, so that's what makes it more useful. Alright, we're going to get into a fight with this scientist dude. And then we'll win that, and we'll come back out. He's dropped an item there. That item is the card key, so we can head back out of the lab and into that door on the right. So if we come out into that main area, the door on the right, and then we can head through this door using that card key we just picked up. Alright, coming through here, we're going to go up the elevator, and then we're going to head down through this section, and then across. We'll have a fight with this scientist. Alright, that fight done, we're going to keep going around. We can't get through that door yet, unfortunately, so we're just going to head back up out of this area. We'll head to the left and then down. We'll get into another fight here. Alright, that fight completed. We're going to head across and down the lift here. Now we're going to head to the right here and up a set of stairs. You can usually dodge this guy, so we'll just head up the stairs here. We'll skip past the fight with him, and we're going to go all the way up. So we fought this dude, and we got the down street key there. So now that we got that key, we're going to head back down the stairs. Just go past this fight with this dude. And then we're going to head back up the elevator we came from, and then to that door that we couldn't get through before. Alright, heading down through this door. We can open it. And we're going to get into a couple battles here. Right after this battle, we're going to keep heading down. We're finding DNA samples all over the place. Now they'll help us figure out a secret code, but you can just do the same code that I'm going to put in later on. You don't actually need to look at the DNA. Get another fight here. Alright, we're going to head down this lift now. And then you'll pretty much get ambushed no matter what way you go with a fight. So I'm just going to check out this area to the left here. But there's not really a whole lot in this bit. So with that said, we're going to head out to the right. And grab this item. This is a full restore. That's a very good item to have. Now, there's a lot that's going on in this section. You've got the area where you can put in all your DNA samples and look at the code, but you can just enter the code if you're not. Alright, moving up here. And we'll get into another battle with this guy. Another DNA sample there, not that we really need it. We're going to head back out and we're going to go up a lift. finished again. Now we're going to head up through. Alright, so this is a bit with the code I was talking about. You'll go in here. And you want to enter the code exactly how I've entered it there. Once you got that, you just go through. HP up's a good item. They'll increase the EV of our HP stat, which basically means our HP will be a bit stronger if we use it. And we're going to get into another fight here. So this is one of those main fights. This dude has Raikou, the last of the 3 legendary dogs. So we'll talk to him and sort of get into this fight here. We should hopefully see Raikou in his party, and you'll want to catch that because it's a pretty strong Pokemon. And there's the Raikou there. And that's pretty much the lab completed once you fought this dude. We got this data ROM. So we're going to head up and out. That's pretty much the lab done. We've also got this email, so we can check that out. And it looks like Net wants the lab data, so we're going to bring that to Net. We'll go back to the under on the map, and then you're just going to head down through the Colosseum. You're going to take the UFO forward, and then you're going to go up and left on these stairs, and that'll bring you to Net's house. We then talk to him. He says leave it with him for a while, so that's what we're going to do. Now pretty much the next thing to do is actually go to the end of the game, as weird as that sounds. So that construction site that we saw before is going to turn into like the end of the game bit. So we'll head there. We're just going to go up this elevator from the under here, go back onto the map, and you're going to go to Realgame Tower. So when we head there, we're going to just go in the main entrance really. And there's sort of all these different paths you can take to different trainers. So we'll take this one and we're going to fight Mirror B. So Mirror B beaten, we get an item. This item is a red ID badge, and that's one of 4 colors. You need to open the door to the last area. So we're pretty much just going to go to the right here and then go to the right again. And that'll bring us to a new area. We go up and we're going to fight this dude again. Again, this dude will give us another one of the 4 colors that we need to open the last area. So we'll just get into a fight with him. Alright, there we go. We're just going to head down again and then back to the left. Then we headed up to this section, and we're going to heal up our Pokemon, and we'll head across here. Now, at this point playing the game, I actually realized that my level was too low. Like, I'm in the mid-40s with my Pokemon. So, while you can beat the game at this point, what I actually did was a massive detour off to Mount Battle. It's up near the top of the map, and that's where you fight all these trainers on Mount Battle. Now, the Pokemon start off really weak. Like, this Hoot is level 15, and they're not going to give us much experience point. But every battle that you fight, the Pokemon gets stronger and stronger. Now I did basically up to battle 70 here, and as you'll see when I get into this battle, the Pokemon are actually really strong at this point, like higher level 40s. So that's why Mount Battle's so good for experience, because the Pokemon sort of scale up with you, and then you can start getting a lot of experience really quickly. So in this whole string of about 70 battles here, I've taken my Espeon from level 46 to level 56, and that's going to make beating the game a lot easier at the end. Anyway, that's pretty much Mount Battle done. One thing that I will mention is after you beat the game, if you beat all 100 battles on Mount Battle, you can get the Pokemon Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh is really good, and it's pretty rare. It's really the only way you can get Ho-Oh these days in Gen 3 and trade it to your Game Boy Advance games. So if you're looking to complete a Pokedex on like Pokemon Emerald or something, you'll pretty much need to play Pokemon Colosseum here to get Ho-Oh. But that's sort of the process. You got to beat the game first and then do Mount Battle to achieve that. And similarly, if you play Pokemon XD, which is the sequel to this game, you can get Lugia. Apart from that, they're the only two Pokemon that are really exclusive to this game outside of events and stuff. So that's the whole reason you'd sort of buy a GameCube and buy these games, to get those two Pokemon. Although this game does make getting other Pokemon a lot easier. Like some of the starters from the Johto region are really easy to get on this game. And the legendary dogs are pretty easy to get. As you can see, we've already got all 3 legendary dogs. But anyway, we're going to head back to this tower. And essentially what you're doing is you're just going through a whole bunch of fights now until the end of the game. Alright, we're going to head up through this room. We'll come across this lady, Venus. So we'll fight her and she'll give us one of those 4 key cards. So she'll run off, then we're going to head down and to the right. And then up again. And this is going to have the battle for our very last key card here with this guy. After you sort of battled this guy, you're going to head back down and to the left. But while you're doing that, you're going to get this email. If you want, you can go and see this dude to get a Master Ball at the village. So that's sort of what we're going to do. We're going to head all the way back out here. I'm just opening that gate now with the 4 colors. But you don't really need to until you come back. Alright, so we're going to head out of this whole area and go back to that village and get the Master Ball. So we'll heal up and then we'll head back down and out. So we're going to go back to this village and talk to the dude. So he'll give us a Master Ball. Now what the Master Ball does, it basically catches a Pokemon every time without fail, and you only get one of them in the whole game. So you'll want to save it for a Pokemon that's really hard to catch. What I tend to do in a normal Pokemon game is just like hold on to it, not use it at all, or use it on a roaming Pokemon like Suicune or something. But in this game, what I'll be doing is using the Master Ball on the very last battle. Because the last battle in the game will have a Shadow Pokemon. And since you're already going to be really low on health, it'll make it easier if you have a Master Ball to catch that with. I'm also going to buy a bunch of Revives and Hyper Potions here. The main reason for that is just because the game's going to get pretty difficult, so we need lots of methods to heal up. So we're going to head back out to this tower, we're going to go up to where the 4 colored blocks are, and then we'll get into this section. Alright, moving on, we're going to walk past the counter here and try and go up this lift. Alright, so we'll head up the lift here. And we'll come across this dude who wants to fight us. But he's going to go up the lift and sort of hide. So we got to go up the lift here and try and go through it. It won't really let us go through that lift. That won't really let us go through that lift. But then down the lift, it's going to come this guy who's going to fight us. Once you've beaten this guy, you can end up going up the lifts, so that's good. Make sure you healed up before you go through, because you're going to get into a bunch of battles. Now this is sort of the last stretch of the game here. You're going to fight a whole bunch of trainers, and then the final boss. So eventually you'll be in Nazca after a whole bunch of battles. Now if you don't want spoilers, don't look at this next bit, but we're about to find out who the true final boss is. So it's the mayor from the start of the game, and it turns out that he's like hectically evil. It's a bit of a weird plot twist, but there you go. I love the transformation that's about to happen. Oh yeah. Anyway, we're going to fight this dude. It's a pretty difficult fight, so you want to be at a fairly high level. You can see I'm like level 60, which is probably about as low as you'd ever want to go for this fight, realistically. But he has a shadow Pokemon towards the end of the fight. So it's the Tyranitar that's a shadow Pokemon. That's a high level and it's a pseudo legendary, so it's really difficult to catch. what I did was save the Master Ball for this fight, and I just used the Master Ball on Tyranitar. Because at that point you're going to be so low on health anyway that you don't really want to fluff around with trying to catch it normally. Anyway, once you catch the Tyranitar or beat him or whatever, you're going to have won the game. That's pretty much it. Just remember, if you do want to catch Ho-Oh, then you can go and do Mount Battle afterwards and you'll get that. I think there's a Ho-Oh flying through the sky there in the final cutscene, so it's kind of cool foreshadowing. But that's going to be it for this video. If you found it useful, then please consider subscribing to the channel as it helps out a lot. I show more videos coming out like it soon. Thanks so much for watching.